Hello? Is a hello? Is this thing on? I can't tell if this thing is on. I've never done this before. This is sort of my hello there, everybody. This is Billy. I should introduce myself, right? This is Billy, and I'm taking the place of Shady Entertaining today, as you can tell. He's kind of under the weather, um, which is funny because I am completely over it. Whoa, what was that? I hear an echo. Wait, I gotta fix something. Hold on. All right, I think we had to fix something over there. Yeah, so guys, hey, how's it going? This is my first live stream. I've never done one like this before. It's kind of hard, but I'm gonna do it. I gotta test myself every once in a while. Shaney comes up here, makes it look easy. Me, I'm not good with the technical know-how and the gizmos and the whatnot. Like computers ain't my jam. I'm a firefighter. I like to put out fires, and I'm not too good with the technical aspects of things. But I'm getting better. I'm actually getting a lot better at this. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, fanatics of film. Hey, how you doing? Hey, everything Star Wars. You guys. This is my first time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's very nerve wracking. Like I said, Shaney would have been here, but he's like I said, he's under the weather, and I'm completely over it. Ha! It's really too damn cold here. I am completely over the weather. I'm done with it. Jack Frost. It's time for you to go on vacation. I'm tired of this. I want the sunshine. Just let the sun shine in, face it with a grin, open up your eyes, and let the you get the point. Anyway, guys, I'm here to talk about Captain Marvel. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I watched this movie. Shaney didn't want to watch it. He was boycotting, but I saw it. I said, listen, you got to give things a chance. You can't just boycott things you don't like. You got to give it a chance, and then you could rant and rave. So now I could rant and rave. I saw it. He didn't, and I can rant and rave. And I'm going to give you my 2 cents for what it's worth. Okay. First, I'm going to start with my review of the movie. I'm going to start with my review, and here it is. Hey guys, just so you know, it's hard for me to read, so I'm going to check in on you guys on the comments every once in a while. And I'm kind of not good at the technical aspect, so I'll check in every once in a while, guys. So hold your horses. I will get to you. I saw the movie, and let me tell you, it was actually horrible. It was bad. Okay, listen, it was, for the most part, it was boring. That's the best thing I could say about this movie. I fell asleep. Like halfway through, I was just like, and then I went, whoa. Oh yeah, I'm on the theater. I'm watching a movie here. Like that's kind of it was meh for most of it. Oh, hey, doggy, no barking during my live stream. What's the matter with you? Don't you have any? Hey, take it easy. My dog is barking. And I'm not even talking about that that expression. My dogs are barking, but my dog is barking. Anyway, it was kind of dull, to be honest. It was very meh. And that's the best thing I could say about it because, listen, I'm going to get into this detailed analysis of it because there's so many things about this movie that I just had to say. And number one, okay, I'll say the best things first, so this way I could get that out of the way. The first scene, like everyone says, is true. The first part of the movie, like 15 minutes, had action and it was okay, and Brie Larson was kind of tolerable. She actually did okay in the beginning. And there was some interesting parts with going in the planet and seeing all that, and the outer space stuff is always fun. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's always fun. And then when they get to Earth, when she crashes and falls into Blockbuster, that's where for me the whole thing just falls. I don't even know. The whole thing becomes like a completely different movie, and I didn't like it. And we'll start from here. So she crashes into the bloody Blockbuster. And listen, I've heard everybody talk about the SJW thing, but here's the thing. I'm going to start reviewing it without the SJW stuff because that's a whole nother thing. So we'll start there. She crashes. into Blockbuster. This hero, she said she was a hero. She actually made a point to say the Kree were warrior heroes, right? So she crashes into a foreign alien planet, as far as she knows, right? And, she gets up, and the first instinct of a hero is to shoot the face of the first alien she sees. Yeah. Never mind the mansplaining thing where, of course, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger cut out from True Lies that she shoots in the face. Take that, male toxicity. You forget that part. Let's look at the hero aspect of this. In no way of ever is she a hero in this movie. I'll be right now say this. I like my heroes to be heroic and to think in heroic ways. And when your first instinct is a hero, like she said, is to shoot the face of the first alien you see in a foreign land, and then you want to take the moral high ground in this movie, you're off to a bad start. So that we'll just get that off right there and then. I mean, you're right. The anti-hero. More like anti-hero. Like, hey, ant-hero. Hello, Shani, I'm your anti-hero. She's an ant. Get it? Because she's a girl. All right. Enough of that. Anyway, so she's definitely, off to a bad start in the heroic department. Okay. Now she's she meets. Let's fast forward through all that. She wants to chase the Skrulls, and yes, there's plot holes in this movie up to wazoo. You've heard other people discuss it, and I will talk about some of it, like the whole fact that how the heck are they looking for? Do they all want to learn? Remember how she gets the powers is an engine blows up, and it's the first Lightspeed engine that everyone was looking for. Everyone was looking for this thing. Meanwhile, how the hell did they get to Earth and fly around the universe, which is very big, mind you? This is like going from street to street in New York City. This is the universe where it takes literally like hundreds of years to get from one place to the other, and that's as top speed as anything we could do. So if they are coming to Earth in 6 years and leaving and coming back and all this thing, that means they have well surpassed light speed, or at least can travel without the need of light speed, therefore making light speed superfluous and unnecessary. I like that word, unnecessary, because that's what I feel about this movie. It was unnecessary. Anyway, so then we get, where was I? Yeah. So now she meets, what's his face? She meets Samuel L. Jackson, Fury. And yes, he starts off cool and, the way he always does. And, her in her heroic ways, she tries to explain him about the difference between him and the other aliens. And then she shoots a jukebox. In a public place, this hero destroys public property for no other reason than to demonstrate to Nick Fury that she's a good guy. Hey, I'm a good guy. You see, look, watch me destroy public property. See how good I am? That's what good guys do. See, they're bad, and I'm good. I destroyed public property for no reason other than to explain that I'm good. That's how stupid this movie is. She destroys public property to demonstrate her kindness. This is just ridiculous. Then she wants a change of clothes, and this biker comes by and says, hey there, why don't you smile for me? Sweet cheeks, or something like that. And she's reading a paper, and she's like, she looks over the paper like this, like, oh, what are you bothering me for? That kind of look. And then he's like, oh, come on, give me a smile. Nothing really horrible, to be honest with you. It's just, that's just, we get the whole background of that, don't we, guys? The whole controversy of the smile gate. And so then she's like, she just, does another heroic thing, and strip him of his clothes and takes his motorcycle. Yeah, that's very heroic. Thieving. Let's see, she's been on Earth for less than a few hours. She's destroyed public property. She stole a motorcycle, and she shot the head of a cardboard cutout that she thought was an alien. So far, she's not doing very good in the hero department, and it just started. The movie just started. What the hell does she stand for? She stands for what? Nothing. And that's up to this point. So now you think, okay, maybe this is all a story arc. Maybe she learns to become a hero as the movie goes on, right? That would make sense, right? You think, okay, well, she's very kind of a douche right now. And as being a douche, you think that a story arc would make her less douchey. And then she sees, oh, yeah, you know, I get that being a good person, you have to do things to be good. But no, that never happens. There's no story arc in this. So there is no character arc at all in her character. So don't even, if you expect that, you're not getting it. So don't worry about that. So then let's see what else happens there. Very heroic of her. Oh, yeah, she's on the bus and she punches an old lady who, I mean, first of all, they never explain whether or not she can tell whether the scrolls, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, if they can disguise themselves and she could tell right away, by just looking at them, that they're not who they say they are, then what's the point in them disguising themselves, right? So she didn't, it's like she walks, oh, first of all, let's get to the Stan Lee cameo. It was really nice, although it was kind of sad to see that it was her that had his last movie, but whatever. Anyway, but it was nice. So then she's on the bus, she's looking around, who wears the scroll? Oh, wait a minute, that old lady looks all kind of suspicious. And then he gives like, this is what scrolls do when they're trying to hide. They give you cheeky little sinister smiles. Right away, giving away worst poker players ever, by the way, these scrolls, because they always give away. What's the point in hiding if you're just going to give away your position? So they hide. So she's an old lady, and she could see by that sinister smile. I mean, first of all, she could have just been a weird old lady. We've all taken the bus, guys, haven't we? And we've seen weird old ladies before. I mean, what if that wasn't a scroll? What if that legitimately was a weird old lady with a little, you know, she's gone a little senile, she's a little crazy, she's like, she's so, you know, I mean, I'm telling you right now, if she was legitimately on a bus, especially in our city, I mean, she'd punch the whole bus. They all look weird and suspicious. They all be walking around saying, rah, just talking to themselves. I had a guy next to me on the bus yesterday just yelling, kill the world, I'm on the Matrix. Right? If that guy was on the bus with Brie Larson, she would have punched him in the face. She would have punched the lady next to him in the face. She would have punched everybody right in the face. The whole bus would have been punched in the face, because I'm telling you, they're all weirdos on my bus route. All of them. So she, this hero, her first instinct is to punch an old lady who she suspects is a Skrull. That's how you test the waters, guys. You don't ask questions. You don't try and feel the water a little bit. You don't see if maybe there might be a room for error. No, you punch at your full Kree alien force an old lady in the face. Lucky thing that she was right on that one. Because that would have been quite the debacle for her. So she got away with that one. Lucky thing. But right now she's batting pretty low right now on the superhero scale. She's done nothing really heroic. Oh, and then this is what else she does. So after the old lady flies around, kicks her in the face, and then these onlookers who are just like going kind of like, what the hell's going on here? This is very weird. They hold her back because they're like, I don't know why this old lady's flying around, but maybe we should stop this fight because this seems a little weird. She just elbows everyone, throws everybody. Get the hell off of me. Throws them off, and they smack their heads and get concussions, all these innocent people who are just trying to prevent some fight on the bus. And she decides as a heroic effort is to throw people and concuss them against the glass. So she's really, really going really bad here. She's like negative 1,000 there, fan addicts. That's true. she's horrible, and I don't understand where this heroic motion is coming from. Okay, now let's get to that. That's out of the way here. I am going to start now with the SJW stuff because you can't ignore it. This movie won't let you. Even if you try to ignore it, it won't let you. A lot of people say, well, you know, I'm going to go watch this movie and see what it is for what it is. I had to go. Listen, I went to see this movie prepared. I wore a jock strap and full hockey gear because I knew that my little testes, my little boys down here, were going to take a beating. I knew it going in, so that's why I came prepared. And I recommend that if you guys want to go see this movie, You go to your local sporting goods store, get yourself a jock strap, put it on, and even a helmet, maybe some elbow pads, and you go watch this movie. And so this way you guys could survive this thing, because without any punishment. That's what I did. So that's how I got away with it. But yeah, this movie was loaded with it. Subtle things, not so subtle things. I'm just a girl things. Oh man, it was just. Where do I begin here? And here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna say this right out the bat. Have you guys heard of the Bechdel test? That's the test where they say, like if like you have a movie that has, like they say, Alita doesn't pass the Bechdel test. It doesn't because there's not enough female roles, or in this. I don't know what test is going on in this movie, but as far as feminism is concerned, I'll say it fails in that, and this is why. Aside from having one strong female lead, it has no other female characters that do anything really impactful to the story. Now, I cannot stand The Last Jedi. I want to burn the film, incinerate the matches that burned it, bury the ashes deep within the earth, and then pour concrete over the plot of land. That's where I feel about The Last Jedi. But I will say this, at least it did have female characters which were relevant to the story other than Rey, right? This prancing around as this female Marvel movie has a bunch of superfluous female characters with very little to do or say, and I only see any other female character actually speak 40 to 45 minutes in. And that's her best friend, and she's barely in this movie. And oh yeah, spoiler alert, guys, Captain Marvel, who was a man and is now a woman, she's in it for like, 2 seconds, maybe here at the end, a couple of flashback scenes. Oh, yeah. Now here, guys, if you really want to make a female movie and impact females and have more roles for females, Guardians of the Galaxy was way better for women than this movie was. And I'll tell you why. Number one, when you want to... Listen, even the superfluous back characters could lead to good roles if the characters are written well and have good characters and good development and are fun. These characters were dry. I mean, listen, the little girl, Monica, I forgot her name, Monica Rambeau, not Rambo, Rambo. I just like saying that word. Anyway, she was the little kid. She was good. I'll get onto her later because I think that there's a little racism involved in this movie as well, but we'll get to that soon enough. So anyway, aside from that, those main characters, which I think there's like 4 characters that actually speak in total that are women, like 4, maybe 5 the most, and they don't say hardly anything, and I have no real impact on the story. Maybe only 2 have real impact on the story, and the others kind of you could deal without. Hell, you could do without Nick Fury too. He didn't do a damn thing. He did really nothing. And anything he could have done, she showed him up. I'll give you an example of this. They're locked in a room, and they're trying to escape. Now she sits there, very quiet, very douchebaggy, with her face that she always makes. The "I'm better than you" face that Brie Larson makes. So she's sitting there like this in the cell. And Nick Fury gets up and he starts doing things where he takes some Scotch tape, puts it on the door, and then he like takes it out, gets I think he tries to get the fingerprints, and then he puts it on the scanner, and then the door opens, and then he's all proud of his achievement, right? And then he walks out the door and he's all, how do we get into this one? Oh, I'm gonna get some tape, and then she just shoots it with her lasers. And then he's like, well, why didn't you do that in the first place? And she's like, well, because I wanted you to feel good about yourself. Like, really? Like, what the hell was that? The only good thing Nick Fury did in that movie, she shat all over it with the fact that she could have done it anyway. It was like a moot point that he even did that. So that's this whole thing of this movie. A lot of it is just like, why you do that? There was no need for that. So there's that. Let's get to Nick Fury since we're there. I think Shani and I, we talked about this in our video we did together. We said we were going to take his nuts and put it in a bag, and she was going to carry it throughout the whole movie, and we were right on that. Poor Nick Fury, R.I.P. He's What they did to this character is unforgivable. Okay, what they did. I know that she doesn't like white dudes, right? I heard that she didn't like white dudes, but I had no idea how much she hated black dudes because she shit all over black dudes in this movie, way worse than she did to white guys. Okay, so she just doesn't like any dudes. So let's just put that out there because let me tell you, Nick Fury was done so wrong in this movie. It's heartbreaking to see. And I'm gonna give a lot of spoilers here, guys. He plays with a kitty cat throughout the whole movie. He gets bossed around. Go do this. Hey, I gotta talk with my friend. Get out of here. And she's all like, wait, what are you doing now, Nick Fury? Like this professional guy who's a no-nonsense guy is playing with a kitty cat when he should be focusing on the job and the mission. Like, really? What the hell is this? Like, honestly, like he's a professional, but he's playing with a kitty cat. That's his kryptonite then? Kitty cats? Okay, so, they did that to him. And then let's talk about his eye patch, guys, because I'm going right to it. I know a lot of people want to know that eye patch thing was absolutely disgusting. The fact that they made, how did you get that eye thing? I didn't trust anyone. I trusted someone. So we trusted a little kitty cat who we played with the whole time, who ended up being an alien. I don't even know what it is, with tentacles in its mouth. Oh, she's so cute, that little kitty cat. I hated that cat. I don't care what anybody says. I hated that cat. It ruined Nick Fury. It ruined him. It destroyed him. I did not like that cat. And then it scratched his eye, and then that's why he wears that eye patch, guys. It scratched him for no reason. It just arbitrarily at the end of the movie decides, who was really nice with him all movie long, decides that I want to scratch him for no good reason. Just so that he can have a scratch in his eye. The fact that Captain Marvel and the writers of this crap fest think that it was okay for them to actually impact a character, a long-standing character like that, it's absolutely disgraceful that they did that. All right, so let's get to that. Now let's get to Monica Rambeau, who is the original Captain Marvel. Monica Rambeau, a little black girl who doesn't look up to her mom, but looks up to this white girl who she barely knows, who comes in and, I look up to you, white girl with the blue eyes and the long blonde hair who's so good at everything. That's my girl voice. You like it? You're so good. And then she says, I look up to you for no reason. You've done nothing good. You're just here scowling and everything. And I look up to you because my mom was your friend and you ditched her for 6 years. It was like things were just happening just because. And that's it. Okay, where am I now? So there was a lot of weird things, and I think, not to mention the fact that she was a single mom, and she actually wasn't, because she had a father in the comics, but they decided, let's attack the single dads. Let's attack. We don't want daddies in this movie. All daddies are evil, and so then she had to be single too. Everything Star Wars. I never got why Captain Marvel is a female than a male, which the character was in the comics. Well, Captain Marvel was a male, and then Captain Marvel was a female. Ms. Marvel was a female. So, listen, Marvel is very horrible for female characters, to be honest with you. They don't do female characters very well. I think the X-Men truly has all of them. And especially Marvel, who didn't have the rights to any of the good characters. They really had no choice but to go with this one. I mean, they could have made, I guess, Scarlet Witch something better, but they decided that she wasn't good. I don't know why they don't. Women love magic, so I don't know why they didn't go that route. They're just stupid, I guess. Anyway, back to this stupid movie. Where was I? Yeah. So, like I said, guys, this movie, I don't know. Here's another thing. So this whole premise of her being like this underdog. Everyone tells me I'm not good at things. Now, first of all, there's this whole montage, and they go back in the flashbacks of her playing with boy toys, or not boy toys, but doing boy activities. Now listen here. This is what she does as a child. Her father talks down to her, says, "Yeah, you're not good at anything." Which makes no sense because he keeps putting her in these sports. I mean, my dad, right, wouldn't be wasting all his money to put me into sports when I was a kid if I wasn't good at it, or and I just kept changing it back and forth. I played hockey when I was a kid, and I played soccer. I didn't go. They didn't have me going, I'm going to play go-karts, and then I'm going to play baseball, and then I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to do this. She was a very privileged child, let me tell you, because her father obviously had a lot of money to put her in a lot of activities. Then she goes into boot camp, and she swings, and everyone picks on her because she's a girl, which is also crap, because most guys probably would help her out, especially since she's pretty. I doubt that they would be like, oh, look at you, you suck. That rarely, if that never happens. So, that in itself is just an outright lie, and I have a hard time sympathizing with that. If they kept them more reasonable, then maybe I could, maybe just her father or something. But they really went to stretch the truth, or stretched gone beyond the reason of actual reasonable to make it seem like these guys would actually treat her that way, right? I in no way would I ever see that happen. And in boot camp, if a drill sergeant, would do that to everybody. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Son, give me 15 push-ups. You maggot, you're worthless spy, you're worthless to your father, and all this crap that how they say to people in boot camps. So what makes her special? They all probably got the same treatment by the drill sergeant. So then, but because she was a girl, it's bad. I don't know. Anyway, so now we have this Captain Marvel chick who is on the Kree, and she's a Kree now. They took her after she got shot, and she's got the power, and then they put an inhibitor so that her powers so they could hold back her powers, her true powers. But yet she was still more powerful than any other Kree around. Okay, let's not make it even. No other Kree could shoot lasers or concussive blasts out of their fists. She was the only one. And yet she was still had more power than any other Kree. And yet this movie's trying to make you sympathize with her as if she was held back when she's still more powerful than everybody else. Okay, she's not as powerful as she could be, but she's still more powerful than everybody else. So you can't sympathize. And then at the end, when she removes that thing and she goes, you held me back. And then she becomes Super Saiyan. For those who don't know, watch Dragon Ball Z. And it explodes and becomes a Superman 2.0, and doesn't even have a learning curve for her powers, by the way. She just expertly knows how to do all of it. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So she does it, and I'm supposed to feel like, whoa, look, you're free at last. No, I felt like the rich are getting richer here. You were already better than everyone. You were incompetent at fighting, but you were still better than everybody else. Nothing felt like it was earned, is what I meant. None of the things that happened in this movie felt earned. It felt like it was handed to her the whole time. And even her story arc where she gets the power, she didn't earn it. She just, why did she take it off now? She could have taken it off this whole time. I don't get it. This whole thing, I don't get. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, they wanted to force feminism, and that they even said it. And that's what this was. And if they want to say, here's the thing, guys. Brie Larson talks about, what did she say? She doesn't like 40% of the guys. She didn't want, she doesn't want white dudes to judge this movie, or she doesn't care. But here's the thing. 61% of the people who went to go see this movie opening weekend were what? Were dudes. 60% of the box office were men. So all this talk for women and girls, and 61% of the box office was paid for by guys. So I don't know. What are you going to do for the next movie? What's your encore? You're going to kick more guys in the nuts? Because you're going to lose 61% of the audience next time. And that's going to mean the next time your movie, you may make money now, but you're definitely by alienating the rest of the guys who support you, you're definitely getting nothing. Or at least not 61% of the audience. Anyway, that's what I think. And I know there are some guys that like this movie. And I know there's always Marvel sympathizers that are going to like anything that Marvel does. But, and I get it, because we all like Marvel movies and we don't want to hate these things. Like The Last Jedi, there's always people who are who just want to defend it because they're blind to the things. And here, you cannot be blind when you're getting kicked in the nuts. I could pretend not to see things, but if I'm feeling them right below the belt, I can't ignore it. I'm sorry, I just cannot do that. So anyway, that's what I have to say about this movie. Would I recommend you to go see it? No, no. I mean, the boycott, I think you had a right to boycott this movie. If you did, I think you had a right because the way Brie Larson was marketing this thing, you definitely had a right to. I mean, at some point, you do have to, make a stand and say, I'm not going to take this, right? So I respect those who didn't watch it, but at the same time, also you have to give some, not that you have to give it a chance. Sometimes the marketing isn't that good, but the movie's okay. And there are lots of people that work on this movie, aside from Brie Larson and aside from, the Disney people that we hate. There was a lot of people who were like just grunts who did a lot of the work, and we have to, help support those people too. So who knows? In the end, I respect anybody's decision what they decided to do. So, but I'm glad. I hope this movie tanks from here on. I know it's going to make its money on the first weekend, and it already did, and it did well, and which we already knew. But I hope that everyone sees the light of day and says this movie is meh at best, and it really was really heavy on the SJW stuff. I just that biker scene really bothered me. I'm like, she's a hero. You don't steal. You have to have a code of ethics. The final sequence, everything. It was just, I'm just a girl. A fight scene at the end to I'm just a girl from No Doubt. I mean, can you be any more like lame? My goodness. At least, I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy had music, but they fit. And when they fit, they weren't on the nose like this. This is like right on the nose, right on point for what they're trying to do. Which wasn't to make a good movie. It was to make feminist messages, which was really lost because this movie became racist. And it was not even that feminist because I told you, there wasn't that many prominent speaking roles for many women. Like I said, there was far more impactful girls in The Last Jedi, and God help me, because I'm actually praising that movie for something, not praising it because it actually doesn't deserve praise. But what I mean by at least it did that accurately, which, for all the shit it did, that one, at least it did that. I hate Rose Tico, but she had a lot of stuff to do. I hated what's her name? Well, what's her name's character? The pink purple hair girl. What's her name? I don't even care to know her name. The Hull Don't. I didn't like her, but she had a lot of things to do. And Ray had a lot of things to say and do. There was a lot of female characters. Oh, what's her name? Phasma. She had, she was in prominent role in this movie. It was for as little as it was, but she was still there, and she still had a lot of things to do. She had a cool fight scene. There was a lot of girls doing a lot of interesting things. Not to mention Leia, who did who did the Superman. So there was that. So we could say that at least they had that. This one had one girl prancing around, acting like she was high and mighty, and everyone else had to bow down and kiss her feet the whole movie long. God bless America. Everybody go watch this movie. Honestly, guys. That's what I feel about this movie. It was in it. You take all the other stuff out. At best, this was like a movie that you go watch to fill the gap between the two movies. Going forward into Infinity War, I'll tell you right now, the things I don't want to see in Infinity War. And if I do see it, I will walk out the theater. Hello there, Tees, Fandom Grove. How are you? The thing about the Infinity War, this is what I'm going to say about that. If I see that she defeats Thanos on her own without the help of a team, if her and everyone else team up and they do like they did almost not in Infinity War, in Endgame, in Infinity War, if she, like how they all teamed up and all had their hand in helping, if she was part of that, then that's fine. If they do that. But if she's like, kicking his ass all her own and defeating her single-handedly and all that stuff, forget it. Which I don't think is going to happen, but if it does, forget it. I have enough faith in the Russo brothers to not let that happen. Another thing, if she picks up Thor's hammer, if she grabs Thor's hammer, lifts it off the ground, I will walk out the theater. She is not pure. She punches old ladies without investigating. She steals. She is not pure, okay, by any stretch. She's mean. She bosses people around. She acts very cruel and snippy. If she picks up Thor's hammer, I swear I'm walking out the theater. I'm going, later. Bye, Marvel. I'm out. I'm out of here. That's what I'm doing. Why? Because I can't stand that. That would be insulting. If Wonder Woman did it, I'd be okay with Wonder Woman doing it, because Wonder Woman, she's pure. She's pure of heart, and she's a god. I could believe that. This chick, no. I'd rather the Black Widow, and she's got a lot of red on her ledger, and I would rather that. So yeah. That's another thing. So if they don't do those two, and please, if there's any SJW messages, any of this nonsense, I'm done with it, because I'll walk out. This movie's for everyone. It's not a feminist movie. I'm talking about Endgame now. And if they do this groin knocking and hitting beneath the belt things, anti-male stuff, I'm out. So that's the line I'm drawing for Endgame. Anything other than that, I'm okay with. I hope for the best. I expect the worst, but hope for the best. Anyway, guys, that's my review of this movie. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, not the movie, but my review. I tried to be as thorough as I possibly could. I don't usually do these live things, but like I said, Shaney wasn't feeling good. He's been sick for a couple of days. He says he's not camera worthy. That's because his nose is running. I said, why don't you catch it then? Drum roll. Okay. Not the greatest joke ever, but anyway. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave. So I just came in to say that. It was a quick one. Talk about that and the Marvel movie and going forward, what I expect. Oh, I'm just going to quickly say, did anybody watch the Aladdin trailer? This last one? I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was. Thank you, guys. I'm awesome. I keep telling Shaney, they love me. Put me on more. But I think he's got some jealousy complex thing where he's like, and they're not going to want to see me. And I'll be like, who cares? As long as they see someone, Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Because I'm hungry. I just came home from work and I did this favor for Shaney. So guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a happy day. All that good stuff. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later, guys. How do I end this thing now? I don't even know. End broadcast.